Morocco is building cathedrals, not of stone and prayer, but of steel and turf. Grand football stadiums rise across the country, monuments to a national obsession. Over 15 billion dirhams have been allocated to stadium construction in the last decade. Meanwhile, youth unemployment hovers above 30%, one of the highest rates in North Africa. For the youth of Morocco, these promises of glory and spectacle ring hollow. Billions flow into gleaming arenas, while schools and hospitals struggle for basic funding. The government hails these investments as national pride. But for Generation Z, it is the final betrayal, the spark that lit the fuse. This isn't about football. It's about priorities, a government that builds for entertainment while its people suffer. This uprising is not a surprise. It is the inevitable result of years of neglect, of statistics ignored and futures stolen. Do you support the protests? Comment below and join the conversation. Walk through the protests, and you will hear the heartbeat of this movement. In recent weeks, over 200,000 Moroccans have taken to the streets in more than 30 cities. Their chants echo the statistics. Youth unemployment stands at 32%, the highest in North Africa. Cardboard signs rise above the crowd, each one a data point, each one a demand for change. Not the polished words of party cadres, raw, unfiltered cries from the edge, backed by numbers that cannot be ignored. Where are the hospitals? A question echoed by 68% of Moroccans, who say public health is their top concern. We need jobs, not a World Cup. A sentiment shared by 74% in a recent survey. Simple words slicing through jargon and excuses, exposing the corrupt heart of the matter, as 61% say corruption blocks their future. The state builds for spectacle. The people demand survival. The numbers tell the story. 2 out of 3 young people see no future at home. The people want the fall of corruption, an echo of the Arab Spring, now with Gen Z's voice and data to back it up. Not about toppling a single man, about dismantling a rotten system, as survey after survey shows trust in institutions at historic lows. The bribe a family pays for care, the job handed to a nephew, not the most qualified. These are not just stories, they are statistics. They use humor, they use sarcasm, they use art. But behind every joke is a number, and behind every mural a demand for dignity. A meme, a new stadium, a line of sick outside, our new university hospital. The absurdity is statistical, not just symbolic. This is how they fight back, exposing the absurdity, flipping propaganda on its head and making the numbers impossible to ignore. These voices belong to the youth, at the forefront, risking arrest, with 80% saying protest is the only way to be heard. We did our part, we studied, we obeyed, we waited. Now it is your turn to deliver. The data is clear, a generation demanding results, not promises. For many young Moroccans, life is a series of obstacles, each day shaped by numbers that tell a story of neglect. Morocco's public hospitals are short nearly 32,000 medical staff. In some regions, one doctor serves over 3,000 people. Fatima, 24, is a nursing graduate from a working-class neighborhood. She is one of over 200,000 unemployed university graduates in Morocco. 5 years of study, mounting debt, a dream to heal, and today, no job. Hospitals are understaffed, but funds aren't available to hire new nurses. Meanwhile, billions of dirhams are allocated for new stadiums. In 2022, public health spending was less than half the budget for sports infrastructure. The healthcare system feels like a lottery. If you're wealthy, world-class care. If not, a system on its knees. Young people share videos that horrify: broken equipment, exhausted staff, patients waiting for hours.
Youssef films a hospital. No oxygen, peeling paint, broken equipment, exhausted staff. This is our reality.
But thank God, a new stadium. The irony is not lost on anyone. Education is just as broken. Classrooms built for 30 now hold 60. Over 40% of teachers report being underpaid and demoralized. A rural student shares one textbook with 4 classmates. Her school has no science lab, no internet, and little hope. Unreliable transport threatens what few jobs exist. Prices for bread and cooking oil have risen by over 20% in the last year. Corruption is casual. A small bribe for a simple document, a favor for a job. For Gen Z, protest isn't a choice, it's a necessity, a cry for basic dignity. This uprising was born online. In Morocco, over 90% of youth use social media daily. Private chats became the spark, hashtags the fuel. Social media is their territory, the digital square the state can't control. In 2023, over 8 million Moroccan youth were active on platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. X, Facebook, Telegram, Signal, leaderless, decentralized, fluid. One viral protest post reached 2 million views in 24 hours. Hashtags become rallying cries. We need hospitals, not stadiums. Stop the folly. Over 100,000 posts in a single week. One post jumps firewalls. Millions reached, state media bypassed. Algorithms amplify the message, making censorship nearly impossible. Within hours, where to meet, what to chant, how to handle police, shared in encrypted groups, seen by thousands. Live streams make suppression harder. The camera is protection. Over 5,000 live protest videos shared in a single month. A 60-second clip of neglect can crush hours of official spin. Viral videos expose what official statements hide. Receipts, timestamps, locations, failures, the hidden truth laid bare. Every post is a record, every share a witness. Arrests trigger waves of pressure, names and faces everywhere. Online campaigns demand justice, trending within hours. Collective surveillance turns state tools back on the state. Citizen videos document every moment, every abuse. Streets can be shut. The internet cannot be silenced so easily. Digital resistance finds a way. Short, raw, authentic. The language of Gen Z resistance. Their memes and stories travel faster than any decree. Testimonies transform pain into power, and power into crowds. Each post is a call to action. The digital megaphone is theirs, and they're turning the volume all the way up. Morocco's future is being written, one post at a time. A generation promised prosperity, handed precarity. Morocco's youth unemployment rate now stands at over 30%. For university graduates, it's even higher. Youth unemployment is a national crisis. Graduates hit hardest. Nearly half of young women with degrees are jobless or underemployed. Engineers, lawyers, scientists, writers. Many work jobs far below their qualifications, if they work at all. Years of sacrifice and no place for them in the economy. The private sector creates too few jobs. The public sector is shrinking. The state sold a dream, then failed to build the jobs to match. Each year, thousands more join the queue. Crony capitalism and wasta, connections beat qualifications. The job goes to the connected, not the capable. The rules are rigged, cynicism spreads. The rebellion demands meritocracy. Young people scroll job sites, watching their youth slip away. Marriage delayed, independence denied. The average age of first marriage rises. Moving out is a distant dream. Adulthood on hold. Men and women infantilized by a system that cages their future. This rage is about dignity, the right to build a life, to be an adult, the right to a future they can call their own. Concrete gets funded, people do not. The stadiums pour salt in an open wound. Committees, studies, concern on queue. But behind closed doors, over 1,100 arrests in the first week. The government tracks the numbers. Protests grow. So do the risks. Delay. Deflect. Meanwhile, property damage climbs. Over 15 million dirhams lost to fires and vandalism. Then the crackdown. Batons, tear gas, arrests. Over 300 injured, protesters and police alike. The law is weaponized. Each charge, each statistic, a warning. Hundreds detained without trial, empty words, heavy hands. The system is weak, unjust. At its core, this is about dignity, karama. The statistics are symptoms. The cause is deeper. A generation demands basics: hospital beds, jobs, justice, a hospital with medicine, a job that uses your degree, a government that serves the people. If these demands threaten the regime, the numbers are a verdict. This is not a flare-up, it's a shift. The struggle is measured in arrests, injuries, and hope. The old script is gone. The numbers only fuel their resolve. They demand to author their own story, not as statistics, but as citizens. The spirit unleashed won't be caged, not by numbers, not by force. Morocco's future lives in their courage and creativity. The movement is alive. The future is unwritten, but it belongs to them. Across continents and time zones, a single refrain echoes: city squares, village streets, dignity, opportunity, a future worth fighting for. Morocco's uprising is not an isolated spark. It's part of a global blaze. Kathmandu, Jakarta, Manila, Antananarivo youth-led movements have surged into the world's view. In Nepal, nearly 50,000 young people flooded the streets of the capital, demanding jobs and an end to political gridlock. Youth unemployment hovers at 19%. Frustration boils over as promises go unmet. Banners rise: "We are the future, don't write us off." Indonesia saw over 120,000 students and workers march through Jakarta and Surabaya, protesting sweeping labor law changes and corruption. Their message: more than half of Indonesia's unemployed are under 30. "We want work, not empty reforms," they chant, faces masked and unbowed. In the Philippines, over 70,000 joined hands. Manila Davao decrying government neglect. Youth unemployment spikes to 14%. "We are not statistics," a student sign reads. "We are the nation's promise." Madagascar's capital, Antananarivo, witnessed its largest youth protest in a decade, with 30,000 rallying for education and jobs. Nearly 1 in 4 young people are jobless. The language, the flags, the faces may differ, but the story is the same. A generation denied, yet undeterred. Governments deploy the same playbook: delay, deflect, suppress. But the numbers: millions unemployed, hundreds of thousands in the streets, dozens injured or detained, are not just data points. They are a shared testament to courage and hope. Youth with fists raised, national flags, waving infographics, charting unemployment rates and protest sizes, blend across the screen. Rabat, Jakarta, Kathmandu, Manila, Antananarivo, Casablanca. The message is clear. This is a generational movement. They are not asking for miracles, only for a fair chance. Their unity is their power, their urgency impossible to ignore. A global tide is rising, a movement authored by youth demanding dignity, justice, and a future that belongs to them all. Like and subscribe to Smarter Brains for more engaging deep dives into breaking news, politics, sociology, economics, and social policy.